Welcome everyone to Chair Yoga. Today we will be using a yoga strap or a belt if you have a belt. And also, if you have a yoga block, then grab your yoga block. You don't have to have it. Don't worry about it if you don't have one. But when we come to standing, I'll show you. It's just a little prop that we're going to use for one of our poses, but again, not absolutely necessary. Okay, so we'll put those to the side. All right, so sitting comfortably in your chair, we'll just take a few moments to prepare. So resting the hands in the lap and closing the eyes. And turning the attention inward. Just taking note as to how your body feels. Especially noting any areas of tension or tightness. And then taking 2 deep cleansing breaths. So take a nice big inhale through the nose. And exhale it all out by blowing or sighing it out. And one more nice big inhale. And exhale it all out. And then soften the muscles of the face. Relax the muscles of the neck. And the shoulders. And then turn the attention to the breath. Notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. And then we'll begin nice, even breathing. Inhaling and exhaling to a count of 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. And just continue with this nice, even breathing. If at any time it makes you lightheaded or dizzy, just go back to your own normal breathing pattern. And then we also set an intention for each practice to help remind us why we are here. So that may be a benefit you would like to receive, or just a positive or uplifting thought or phrase. So think of an intention that you'd like to have for your practice today. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. And we'll go ahead and begin the warm-up by turning our heads to look out over that right shoulder. And coming back to center and turning to look out over the left. And back to center, dropping the chin to the chest. And then picking the chin up towards the ceiling and jutting that lower jaw out. And coming back to center and dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. And back to center and left ear to left shoulder. And back to center. Extending the hands out in front, open and close the fingers. And then some wrist circles. And reverse. Good. And then bringing the arms alongside the body, sitting up nice and tall. With an inhale, sweep the arms up, put the palms together, and then exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart. Now, keeping the elbows extended out, just very gently press the palms together. Good. And then release the palms, drop the fingers down so the back of the hands are together. And again, just very gently press those back of the hands together. There shouldn't be any pain or discomfort here, so back off immediately if there is. Good. Then come back to the palms together, and then extend the fingers all the way up. Bend your elbows as you keep those palms together, and drop your hands behind your head. Good. And then extend those hands all the way back up. With your exhale, release the arms. Bring them all the way down alongside the body. Then you're going to press the palms down, and with an inhale, lift your chest and chin. Good. And then relax it out to shake everything out. And bringing the hands back to the lap and doing some shrugs. So lifting the shoulders, pulling them back down. Good. And then the next time you pick the shoulders up, roll them to the back. Good. Bringing the shoulders back to neutral. And then extending the right arm out in front, make a loose fist and keep your thumb pointing up. And then we'll begin to sweep that right arm out to the side as you extend each finger as you go. When you've brought that arm almost all the way behind you, then press through the palm. So you're going to push that palm away from you and turn your head to look to the left. Good. Then turn back to center and begin to sweep that right arm back in, bringing the fingers back to that loose fist. Good. And then we're going to try that on the other side. So again, just the loose fist here. And as you begin to sweep that arm out, bring it all the way around as far as you can behind you. Then press through the palm. So your palm is now facing away from you. And then turn and look to the right. Should feel a nice stretch in that shoulder. Good. And then slowly, again, begin to sweep that arm, bring the fingers back in and back to center. Good. And then bringing the arms alongside the body, we're going to pretend we're doing a backstroke. So sweep the right arm up, and then turn the palm as you sweep that arm behind you. You may want to scooch up a little bit in your chair just to give yourself more room. And then the left, and the right, and left. So just like you would do if you were in the water, doing a backstroke. Okay, just working on a range of motion here, whatever's comfortable for you. Let's try it once more on each side. Good, and then as you come back to center, just kind of wiggle it out. Good. And then walking those hips back a little bit in the chair and extending the right leg. We'll point and flex the foot. And then some ankle circles. Good, and reverse. Good, bring that right foot in and then the left, point and flex. And circles. And reverse. Good. Bring that left foot in, and then the right foot you're going to pick up just a little bit off the floor so you can bend and extend the leg. Good. And then the left. Good. Now, walk those hips up a little bit towards the edge of the chair, and we're going to do a little run. So you're going to do a little heel tap in front, swing those arms. So it looks like you're running, but you're not going anywhere. Good. A couple more. Just warming up the knees and the thighs. Good. All right, come back to center, and then keeping your feet together in front of you, just drop your knees out to the side, bringing them back in. This is called the butterfly. You can see why. So now we're working on that hip joint. Good. All right, bring the knees back to center, and then we're going to do a seated jumping jack, or in this class we call it a downward facing dog. So it looks like this. Legs and arms go out, and then back to center. Good. So we'll do a couple of these. Good. Let's do 2 more. Good. All right. Sitting up nice and tall, about middle of the chair. So bring the right arm alongside the body. Inhale, sweep that left arm up, and exhale, bend to the right. And then releasing back to center and the other side. Inhale and exhale, bend to the left. Coming back to center and then coming into a twist. So left hand on the right knee, inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, turn and look to the right. Good, release to center, switch hands, inhale and exhale, turn to the left. Good, and then release back to center. Placing the hands on the thighs, we're going to do a spinal warm-up called cat-cow. If you do have osteoporosis, just eliminate the cat pose in this, and that's a rounding of the back. So you'll just keep your spine in neutral. But we'll start with cow. So with an inhale, you're going to lift the chest and the chin, so you're arching the spine, mainly the mid part of the spine. And then with your exhale, either just stay in neutral or rounding through that upper back and dropping the chin to the chest. And then inhale back to cow. And then exhale neutral or a cat. And again, inhale. And exhale. Good. And then bringing the spine back to neutral, doing a little hip walk up towards the edge of the chair. We're going to do a little warm up before we come up to standing. So I'll go through it the first time. We're going to start on the right side. We'll go kind of slow. And then we'll repeat it on the left, and then we'll go through it a couple more times. All right, so with an inhale, you're going to sweep those arms up. With your exhale, you're going to kind of hop those feet wide and bring your arms out to what we call Tadasana. Good. Now, with your next inhale, take your right arm, place the forearm against the right thigh, and then inhale and extend that left arm up. Good. Then exhale, just bring those hands to the heart, come back to center. And with an inhale, switch. So now the left arm goes down, right arm up. Good. And then with the exhale, bring the hands together, just either step or hop the feet together. Good. And then drop the hands down. Inhale as you sweep them all the way back up, and exhale to the heart. So it's very short and sweet. All right, here we go. Same thing on the left. We'll start with the left side. Inhale. Exhale, coming into goddess. Inhale, left arm down, right arm up. Good. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, switch. Right arm down, left up. Good. Exhale, hands together, bring the legs together. And then inhale as you sweep those arms all the way up, and exhale to the heart. All right, here we go. We're back on the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Really reach, stretch it out. Exhale. Legs together. Inhale up. Exhale to the heart. Good. On the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale as you sweep the arms up, good, exhale to the heart, good, on the left, inhale, exhale, did we start on the left? I always lose count here we go, back to center, to the right, it's all right, we're stretching no matter what, good, all right. Inhale, exhale to the heart. We're going to do it one more time on each side. So we'll start with the right. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, good. Exhale, legs together, inhale, and exhale to the heart. Last time, we're going to start on the left. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, good, exhale to the heart, good. All right, hopefully that warmed you up a little bit, and as you come up towards the edge of the chair, then shift the weight forward and come on up to standing. All right, go ahead and just come around either the side or behind the chair, just have it nearby. If you did bring some water with you, go ahead and grab a drink. Always have that water nearby. And otherwise, have your block nearby too, if you do have the block. We'll get to that in a second. All right, so we're going to start by standing in mountain pose. Have those feet hip width apart, distributing the weight between the balls of the feet and the heels. Tighten the front of the thighs. Have the arms a few inches away from the body, palms facing each other. Lift and tighten the abdominals. Lengthen up through the spine. Good. Pick the shoulders up, rolling down the back as you lift the chest. Good. Keeping the ears stacked over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. As you gaze forward, just come back to that nice, even breathing. Good. And then with your next inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up. You're going to take your right index finger and thumb and grab the back of your left wrist. And then take that nice big inhale, really stretch and reach it up. And then with the exhale, bend to the right. Now keep the left shoulder open, so don't collapse forward like that. You want to stay open. So only go down as far as you can, that you can keep open. Release back to center. Switch your hands. So now my left index finger and thumb is grabbing the back of my right wrist. Inhale and to exhale, bend to the right. Good. Come back to center. Let's try that once more. So hold on to the back of the left wrist. Inhale, exhale to the right. Good. Inhale, center, switch hands. Exhale to the left. Good. Release back to center. Bring those arms down. Wiggle it out a little bit. And keeping those arms just like rag dolls and your knees loose, we're just going to do a nice, easy twist. So make sure the knees are soft. This is called Ganeshasana. Ganesha was the elephant in Sanskrit, so we look like an elephant swinging our trunk. Good. Great way to just loosen up the spine. And then coming back to center, so you've noticed we haven't moved our legs at all. So we're still staying in this nice grounded position. And we're going to come into chair pose. So let's take a nice big inhale. And with your exhale, you're going to begin to bend from the leg creases. So start extending the hips behind you. And then we're going to bring the arms forward. This is kind of our counterbalance here. Now, glance down, make sure you can see your toes. So you want your knees behind the toes. That's why we're pushing the weight back in our hips. Good. And continue to breathe. Keep the chest lifted. Good. And then with the inhale, press into those feet. Come on back up. And just kind of, again, like a little rag doll, just kind of shake it out. And then you may want to put the chair in front of you, so you've got the back of the chair for support. We're going to come into a wide leg stance. So you want to have your feet wider than your hips. So at which point, you know, you're only going to do that as wide as you safely can. But having the chair in front of you will help give you a little more stability. All right, now you're going to turn your toes outward. So we're going to come into, again, a deeper squat, but in a wide leg stance. So we're still going to be bending from these leg creases, just like we did in chair. So begin to, or take your inhale with your exhale, then bend from the leg crease or from the hip. I usually just put my hands here. Push the weight back a little bit in those hips. So you'll notice that'll keep your back straight. My chest is still lifted. I'm just lowering my hips down. Good. And then continue to breathe. Good. And then with the inhale, come on back up. Exhale. And then from here, we're going to come into warrior two. So again, you can have the chair in front of you. Keep a hand on it if you need to. All right, so turn the left foot so it's facing forward, and then continue turning the right foot out. So now it's at 90 degrees. Line up the right heel with the instep of the left foot. And then bend the right knee so that the knee is in line with your toes. And you've probably noticed your left hip is angled a little bit to the right, so that's fine. From the waist up, you're going to turn and face forward. Now, as you do that, don't let the right thigh come forward. You still want to keep it in line with your toes. And then inhale, bring the arms up to shoulder height, pull those shoulders down. And exhale, turn to look out over the middle right finger. Now, if this bothers that left shoulder, just put your hand on your hip. Okay, there's always an adaptation or modification that we can do for the poses. Good, keep those abs tight. Continue to breathe. Good. All right, now from here, we're going to inhale, straighten the right knee, tighten up that right thigh, take a nice big inhale, and with your exhale, you're going to lean to the right. So the weight will shift into that left hip. Go as far as you can, and then bring that right hand down. It might be on your thigh, maybe your shin. If you're a little more flexible, maybe even your ankle. The key is going to be this left shoulder and the left chest. So again, you don't want to have it come forward, only go down as far as you can, that you can keep the shoulders in line with one another. Options, extending the right or the left arm up, palm facing forward. Again, if that's uncomfortable for your shoulder, then just place your hand on the hip, that left hand on the hip, and then you can open up the shoulder a little bit more. You can either look up at your hand's up here. I usually look where the ceiling and the wall meet, or you can just look forward. Good, and breathe. Good. And then with your inhale, lift that torso. Good. Exhale, bring the arms down. And then we'll try it on the other side. So now you're going to turn the right foot in. Turn that left foot out. Good. And then bend the left knee. Stack it right over the ankle. Inhale, bring those arms up. Again, you can keep the right hand on the hip if that bothers that shoulder. And then exhale, turn to look out over the left middle finger. Good. And breathe. Good. And then with the inhale, straighten that left leg. With your exhale, shift the weight into the right hip as you lean to the left as far as you can. Bring that left hand down. If you can, sweep the right arm up. Again, the palm faces forward, or you can keep that right hand on the hip. Tighten the front of that left thigh. And you may feel your kneecap being pulled up. And what that's doing is protecting that joint. So again, tightening the front of the thigh will give you some stability there. Good. And then with your next inhale, lift the torso. Exhale, bring the arms down. Go ahead and turn your left foot forward. And then you're going to either step your legs together, or you can do like a heel toe, heel toe thing. All right, shake that out. And then we will be coming behind the chair. We're going to do a wide-legged forward fold. So hands on the back of the chair. Walk your feet behind you. Now, you want to extend back so that your arms are straight, are extended. Just keep a little bend in the elbows. You never want to hyperextend those. And then you're going to widen your stance. Now, if your hamstrings are tight, keep a bend in the knees to keep that back straight. And then you'll, just like you do in down dog, drop the chest and the head down between the arms or towards the floor. If your hamstrings are a little more flexible, then maybe straightening the legs. If not, just keep a bend in the knee, whatever helps and keeps that low back straight. Good. And then come back to your nice, even breathing. Good. And then to come out of the pose, we'll walk those feet back in. Bend the knees as you walk in towards the chair, lifting yourself back up. All right, here's where the block will come in if you do have a block. If not, like I said, don't worry about it. And we'll bring the chair alongside the left side. It'll always be there if you want to keep a hand on the chair also. All right. So you're going to take the block, if you have it, and place it on the outside of the left foot. So on the pinky toe side of the left foot. So we're going to come into eagle pose. So we'll start by bending the right knee. If you don't have the block, you're just going to cross your right foot over the left ankle and have your toes on the floor, or you can even press that foot down if you want. So if you don't have a block, you're going to be here, okay? If you do have the block, then we're going to go a little bit deeper into the pose. We're going to bend the left knee a little bit, cross the right thigh over the left, and then place your right foot on the block. So I'm in this kind of, not even quite a half squat, but it's a little bit more than just being up here and crossing the ankles. So you come into whatever is best for you. Now, either extend one or both arms out in front of you. If you can let go of the chair, go ahead and bring both arms. If not, just keep a hand on the chair. We'll take the left arm, sweep it over the right, and then bring the hands to the shoulders. Again, you're just going to do this with the right arm if you're holding on with the left. See if you can lift your elbows. So either staying here or wrapping the low arms, holding on to your opposite thumb, and breathing. Good. And then slowly unwrap the arms and uncross those legs. Just shake it out. And then we'll try it on the other side. All right. So again, not a problem. If you don't have a block, you can cross. Now you can just put the toes, the left toes on the floor, or you can cross completely. If you do have the block, then you're going to bend that right knee so you can cross the left thigh over the right thigh and just rest the left foot on the block. And then try to square your hips too, so you're not leaning too far to the left. All right. Either both arms or just the left arm comes forward. Now you're going to switch and you're going to put the right arm over the left. And then again, either stay here or cross those lower arms. Good. And breathe. Good. And then with your next exhale, go ahead and release those arms, release the legs, uncross them, and just walk it out. Shake out those legs. And we'll come back to sitting in the chair. Again, if you have your water, grab a drink. I would, except mine's on the other side of the room there. So I forgot to bring it closer. And then as you have a seat, just make sure that your strap is close by. All right, so we're going to start with a little back bend. I'm going to sit this way so you can see me. So come up to the edge of the chair, and you want to bring your arms so that your hands are behind you. Now, depending on your chair, wherever it's comfortable to put your hands. So you can see by bringing your hands behind you, but keeping the back straight, I'm already opening up my chest and my shoulders. So from here, you want to lift the chest. So take a nice big inhale, lift the chest and the chin. You'll feel those shoulder blades, squeeze them together. Good, really open up. Take a few breaths. This is great for your posture. We tend to hunch forward, whether we're on the computer or reading a book or whatever it might be. This is a great stretch to do throughout the day. Good, and then with the exhale, go ahead and release. Just take a moment here, maybe close the eyes to return the blood pressure back to normal. Good. All right, then from here, we'll come into a little twist. So we are going to be crossing the thighs again. If you've been told not to do that, then just simply cross the ankles. That's fine. If otherwise you're okay, then we'll cross the right thigh over the left. Sitting up nice and tall, extend through the spine. Take the left hand, place it on either the right knee or the left, and with your exhale, then turn and look to the right. Good. And then release back to center, and we'll try it on the other side. So remember, you're either just crossing the ankles or the thighs. And then placing the right hand, if you can, on the right knee. If not, if your ankles are crossed, just place it on the left knee. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, turn and look to the left. Good, and then release back to center. Go ahead and uncross that left leg. Here's where you'll want your strap. So we're going to do a posture called Supta Pandangusthasana. Supta usually means on your back. So we're not doing it on our back, obviously. We're going to be sitting, but it is a type of forward fold or hamstring stretch. So walk the hips back so that you'll sit up nice and tall, and your back will be supported by the back of the chair. And then taking about the midpoint of the strap, bend your right knee and place the strap across the ball of the right foot. And then extend the leg so that you're completely extended through the back of the knee. And then holding on to each end of the strap, walk your hands down so the arms are straight. Now, you're going to sit up nice and tall, and you're going to pull those shoulders down away from the ears and down the back. Do you feel how you've automatically pulled the foot towards you and deepened that stretch? You don't have to bring your leg up real high. The important thing here is that you're stretching behind the knee. That's where the hamstring crosses. Good. All right, so wherever you feel a nice deep stretch, there shouldn't be any pain or discomfort. And then we'll just hold that for a couple of seconds. So continue to breathe. Good. And then bending the right knee, go ahead and release your strap, and we'll try it on the other side. So same thing, you want to extend the leg first, then walk those hands just down a little bit so the arms are straight, then pull the shoulders down the back. And you're going to feel how you've pulled the toes towards you, deepening that stretch. Nice full extension in the back of the leg. Try tightening the front of the thigh, so that's your quadricep. When you tighten the quadricep, you help the hamstring to relax because they're opposing muscles. So you may be able to go a little bit deeper in that stretch. Good, and continue to breathe. Good, and then go ahead and bend that left knee and remove your strap. And then walking the hips up to about midway in the chair, we're going to come into our seated pigeon pose. So this is a great stretch for the glutes. And it could be a little extreme to cross here, your right foot over the left thigh. If you, again, have been told not to sit like this, then just cross on the ankles. Now, if you do that, you may want to come up more to the edge of the chair because you want to try to just drop that right knee out to the side. So experiment a little bit with the best position for you. If you're okay here, then we'll cross the right foot over the left thigh. And you'll feel that stretch in the glute and in the hip. Good. And then continue to breathe. Again, we'll stay here for about 15 seconds. Good. And then with your next inhale, you can lift the torso, uncross that right leg, and we'll try it on the left. So you're either here or here. And you'll notice one side is going to be a little tighter than the other. And that's perfectly normal. We're all pretty much made that same way. So make sure you're paying attention. Again, just a deep stretch. There shouldn't be really any pain or discomfort. You may have a light, very, very light pain. I wouldn't even call it pain. No pain. I'm changing my mind. There is something in yoga we call going to our edge. So that edge would be you're holding a nice deep stretch. However, if I were to go a little bit farther, then I'd be straining, I'd be, putting myself at risk for injury. So you have to know where your edge is and not go beyond that. And really just doing all these postures and stretching is where you will learn where that edge is. Good. All right, go ahead and release that left leg. Now you are going to walk the hips up to the edge of the chair. We're going to widen the knees. Have your toes pointing out a little bit. Bring those forearms to your thighs. And then inhale, lengthen from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, think of tipping from the hip. You're just going to bring the chest forward a little bit. Press those forearms into your thighs until you feel a nice stretch in the inner thighs. And again, everybody's going to be different here. Just a nice deep stretch. No pain. Good. And breathe. Good. And with your next inhale, go ahead and lift the torso. Walk those feet in. And then we'll do a little hip walk to the back of the chair as we come back into our pose of relaxation, or what we call Savasana. And just taking a few moments here as we relax. So go ahead and close the eyes. Turning the attention back to the breath. Notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. Feel the breath as it enters the nostrils and flows into the lungs. Focus on the rib cage as it expands with each inhale and contracts with each exhale. And then focus on the physical body. Relax all the muscles from the feet all the way up to the crown of the head. Release any tension or tightness. Focus on the mind. Release any thoughts, worries, or anxieties. And if these try to come back in, just acknowledge them and release them. Turning the attention back to the breath. Again, notice the inhale and notice the exhale. Give yourself just a few moments to completely let go. Begin to deepen your breath. And then start moving your fingers and toes. And then the wrists and the ankles. Slowly bending one knee and then the other. And keeping the body relaxed and the eyes closed for another moment. Focus on the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. We'll take one more deep cleansing breath. So take a nice big inhale and exhale it all out. And then go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.